The best thing about Doctor Who is that all the stories in Doctor Who are about ordinary people living their lives, their like normal lives, and then they realize through the Doctor that they can do bigger and better things, and he sort of helps them along their way to achieving what they can really be, and it gives everybody else who watches it that hope that someday they can become bigger and better people. And that's what I like the most about Doctor Who.
My favorite Doctor is David Tennant, the 10th Doctor. I started watching Doctor Who because my dad always talked about it. My favorite episode is the David Tennant Christmas special. Favorite villain is probably Oods, because they look funny. I like Doctor Who.
Exterminate!
Oh, my favorite Doctor is the 10th Doctor. Yeah, that Don't Blink episode with the Weeping Angels in it.
Don't blink.
I kind of first found Doctor Who when I was flipping through the channels, and I saw it and I'd heard about it, and I kind of watched it, and that was the Pompeii episode with David Tennant and Donna Noble, and it kind of got me really liking it. And then later on I checked out a bunch of DVDs from the library, and I really like Doctor Who because it's a kind of show that you don't have to watch every single episode to understand. You can kind of like watch an episode, enjoy it, and not have to know like the underlying plot. Like you don't have to watch every single episode to know what's going on. You can kind of like watch one of the first season and then jump all the way to the one with the nearest Doctor and still kind of get it, because they keep the old villains revolving with new additions, and it's just kind of a classic, and it's really an ingenious TV show because you never have to worry about it shutting down because the main character can just regenerate, and that's kind of really like why I like Doctor Who.
I used to judge my sister for watching Doctor Who until she got me into the series, and it's very nice. And I started at the 9th Doctor, Christopher Eccleston, right? And then my favorite Doctor is the 10th, David Tennant. I loved his relationship with Rose. It was very sad. And yeah, I do enjoy watching Doctor Who with my sister when I can. It's a very good series. I recommend it.
I like Doctor Who because of the sonic screwdrivers.
Wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey.
My favorite Doctor is David Tennant, and my favorite episode is probably The Girl in the Fireplace, because it's very moving and it's pretty funny too. And I like Doctor Who as a TV show because it's awesome.
Well, for starters, Doctor Who ruined my life. All of those words, run, don't blink, and basically anything like delete and exterminate have pretty much ruined my outlook. You always think of some random Doctor Who thing that is related to that. I mean, even just untidy clothes. That's basically the Doctor's wardrobe. Probably my first episode was the adipose. I didn't really understand it at the time, but pretty much liked it. I really liked it because of, and basically that was it. The best, the voice acting, which wasn't really voice acting and all of that stuff. Really liked the 11th Doctor. That was pretty much my Doctor, and well, that's why I probably got hooked into Doctor Who, basically.
I like Doctor Who because of the villains, because they're very complex and they're interesting. My favorite Doctor is Matt Smith, and probably my favorite episode is Nightmare in Silver, because the humans think that the people think that the Cybermen are gone, and then they return upgraded, and it's a big battle, and I think it's really cool.
I have loved Doctor Who since I was in 3rd grade. It sounds crazy, but it was the only time when I was a really, really little kid, it was on PBS, that I actually had a moment to myself. I didn't have to share Doctor Who with any of my brothers and sisters. they really didn't have time to like hang out with me and watch the show. So I would have Doctor Who all to myself. And I watched Doctor Who from then on out, whenever I could on PBS. And my poor parents thought I was kind of strange, like sitting up there watching PBS when all the other kids are outside playing, but I loved it. I was under the biggest impression for the longest time that Tom Baker, the Fourth Doctor, was the only Doctor, because those are all the episodes I ever saw. That's all my PBS station saw. Oh, I'm sorry, that's the only thing my PBS station preferred to air was the Fourth Doctor episodes. And occasionally I would see this guy with like blonde hair and a sprig of celery, and I would think, oh, like maybe my doctor is on vacation and this guy's just taking over for the day. And it wasn't until I was in college did I meet somebody who was a really big fan. It was one of my college professors. He told me all about the doctors and how many there'd been, and it was just amazing. It totally opened my eyes. And I have to thank Doctor Who a whole lot. The cast, the crew, everybody involved with the show, because it gave one kid like me, who lived in the middle of nowhere, Michigan, a chance to think about all the amazing places I would go and all the things that were out there in the world to go out and find. And that's what Doctor Who did for me.
I'm just going to say a few words about the Ninth Doctor. The Ninth Doctor is criminally underrated, and like all good things, he was with us for too short a time. The Ninth Doctor showed us the emotional depth someone could have without being a caricature. And the Ninth Doctor showed us that a man of peace can be a hero, because he's a lot more joyful than any of the other doctors. He doesn't have that... He has that edge to him, but he has the joy. He lives his life wonderfully and beautifully. And that is why the Ninth Doctor is probably one of my favorite doctors. Also the Third Doctor. He was the epitome of the 70s action hero. I really enjoy the Third Doctor. He was the first one. And yeah, more people should watch the Third Doctor, because his episodes are probably the pinnacle of the show, along with the Ninth Doctor.
I like the library.